So do we have time to take a look at my channel?
Yeah, you want to give us, we're going to overlay some of the stuff here and whatever information you want to share there.
Okay.
But if you want to just give us a rundown of what your channel is, what you want to do with it, what you're looking to look at, because there's a lot of analytics we could look at. But let's kind of break down, tell us an overview. Give us some context here.
Okay. So some context. So we've talked about my channel a little bit and what I'm trying to accomplish. And honestly, it's been a 2-year journey of trying to experimenting and trying to figure stuff out. And I've quit for 6 months at a time. I don't know what it is. I have a block with what I'm trying to do. So Quiet Time has been a brand that I started back in 2007. I started producing instrumental piano music. And it's kind of why I moved to Nashville. I was wanting to create this music that I was playing. I'm not a super talented piano player, but I love to produce melodies. And so I've had the opportunity, I was grateful to ended up producing 9 of these albums. So I have about 90 songs that I've produced over the years of really peaceful instrumental music. And I've used the name Quiet Time because it's meant for your personal quiet time. It's meant to be listened to like, it's a great compliment for me if people put their kids to sleep listening to this music, or use it in their prayer time, or use it in healing services, or anything where you're reading the Bible and listening. And I was able to make some hymns versions, some worship songs, but then also a Christmas song, 2 Christmas albums, and then just my own instrumental creations. So Quiet Time has been out there for a long time, and I'm still producing songs every once in a while. But I've been wanting to translate Quiet Time. I see channels and I see content out in the YouTube space where people are taking interesting scenes or scenery, or even AI generated versions of rooms that they would see, or outdoor scenes. And they do like 8-hour, 12-hour versions now on YouTube. Most of them are like 2 to 3 hour. And just to give you guys a little context, I've created a number of different things. I've done the individual songs, like 5-minute version videos that I put out there. I've taken a collection of songs that I've written and put them in a 2-hour to 3 to 8-hour mix that just plays with a static image on the screen, or just a video that loops on the screen. And then I've also done scripture. I've read entire books of the Bible now, including all of the Psalms, which seems to be the most popular one right now. I've done all the Psalms. I've done all the Proverbs. I've read all of the Gospels in the New Testament, and several other books, and tried to create long versions of them. And you've
done live stream too, right?
And I've done a live stream channel. I did a 24/7, where it's literally just a video and then my music playing for 24/7, hours, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
But that's not this channel, right?
That is on this channel. It's not currently active because I had to pay for that streaming.
Okay, I see.
So, and now I'm trying shorts. I'm kind of in a series of shorts that I've done, which I'm doing it mainly because I want to get some analytics and some stats. And what I find interesting is I love seeing the daily numbers, and I'm able to see, which scriptures are more popular, which scriptures seem to be taking off, which images are taking off, which songs seem to be resonating with people. But I think most of all, it's the image and then the scripture that's overlaid over it that I think people resonate with. So the idea is it's like a quiet time minute. It's a minute of quiet in the midst of your scrolling where you can just soak in a little bit of a slow down for a minute and look at a scripture. So, but none of my things have really, I only had one thing that really went viral, and that was my 8 hours Psalms. So it's an 8 hour.
At least recently, because you have another video that's really big, right?
I have another video that was a long time ago that I did.
Yeah, 13 years ago.
13 years ago that kind of took off, and I didn't even realize it was taking off. I knew nothing about YouTube at the time.
Right.
Yeah, you started in 2011, I saw.
Yeah, that's when
What's the longest stretch of time where you've been consistent posting, whatever your cadence was, like a weekly or monthly or...
My longest was I did about 5 months in a row where I released something weekly.
Okay.
And that was when I was in the middle of doing all of these. I was reading the Bible, and I just determined to stay consistent. And I read all the scriptures. I created playlists. I have numerous playlists on my channel, of all scriptures. And I really thought where it would begin to take off was me reading scripture and the music. And I thought people would want to experience that. And so I kind of went a little bit viral in February of this year with the Psalms. And I read all the Psalms and put them on an 8 hour video. And that got me about 200 subscribers.
Yep, and that's sitting at right around 12,000 views.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's still my most popular video over the last year, that released over the last year.
And you demonetized it yourself, right?
I did demonetize it because people were complaining about commercials.
Yep. Average view duration is an hour, though, which is, great, I think, even for an 8 hour video. I have an 18 hour video that I put out just to test to see what it would do. And I think it's sitting at right on 50 minutes.
Yeah.
So I might need to restructure some of that too, but an hour on an 8 hour video I think is amazing. I think they're probably putting it on to sleep, right?
Yeah, that's the thinking is they would put it on to sleep. Like some people like to listen to scripture and know that scripture is playing while they're sleeping or whatever.
Sorry. I'm trying to look up a channel to give some context here.
Where I'm sort of wanting to go is I'm just kind of lost a little bit, like what I should do next. But what my wife and I have talked about that might be the best thing is to take my voice off of these and to just and even just focus on the music and a beautiful scene. Because what she does is she goes on the TV and she puts these beautiful scenes with music that she loves. To sort of capture the spirit of whatever it is, like a Christmas season, she will just put that on and let it play on the TV all day long. And I can do that, or another time would be just like if you're having a party and you want to have some relaxing music in the background, you could just put a scene up there or a fireplace or something, things like that is kind of where I'm leaning. To create those and take the scriptures off completely. But I'm just, I've done a lot of experimentation. It doesn't seem like anything has really worked. And I feel like it might also be a difficult form of content because it's so slow and so peaceful. And, is difficult to really monetize, and for a number of reasons. That I'm either like, do I keep going with this, or do I? Part of why I wanted to ask you is like, should I keep going? Is there something I'm not thinking of or not seeing with this channel? So,
knowing you, I think that this is an interesting thing, but it doesn't feel like a YouTube channel to me. It feels like a piece of some other app. Like it feels like a piece of like a Pray app or a Hallow app or something like that. That's what it feels like. It feels like a very small piece of that. So like I would think about like either selling your catalog or doing something else that would add it to something like that.
Licensing it.
Yeah. I just feel like for you, I think you're, you have so much other information, other things that I would do on YouTube other than this.
Yeah.
That would just, it would be just as easy if that's what your purpose is. If your purpose is, hey, I want something that is interesting to me that I want to monetize.
Yes.
Then I feel like there's 1,000 other avenues that you could do personally that would be much more interesting.
And I have a list of those. But there's something inside of my head that's saying, don't quit. Don't quit. And it might be just voices of people that have said, you keep quitting. You keep switching things, and I am an entrepreneur that is susceptible to dopamine hits,
right,
and goes after the next thing.
We have to make GodMade more interesting so he doesn't quit.
the shiny toy syndrome. Ooh, something over there. Let's go try that. Yeah.
So I've been told that I don't stick with things, which. Maybe this is a therapy session at the end of the day.
No, yeah.
But that's something that runs through my head, and maybe I just need to. But I have probably a list of other things that I would be very, very excited about that I think would suit my skill set really well and could be really valuable to the audience.
That's what I always go to is like, so I'm going to give a little bit of inside knowledge for our retreat that's coming up in December. But one of the first sessions that I'm going to do is talking about your why, your purpose, right? Because I think this is the most important thing in all content creation, period, right? And so if you are not excited about it, there's something within you that's probably saying, hey, maybe we should be doing this, you know? And I don't think that you're quitting is necessarily a bad thing either. Like I think that is your brain and your body and your spirit going, okay, maybe this isn't right for us. And I think you just may be quicker at that than other people figuring it out.
I am
right?
most of the time.
Like I think in this podcast, I think all three of us would have come to the conclusion of like, nah, this is not worth it for us.
Yeah.
But I think the opposite has become true. The more that we do it, the more that we're seeing the potential of where this could go, and the more that we're seeing the value in the three of us and the future of what that could happen. So I think that's a valuable thing that you have that I don't think is something to be like looked down upon to say like, oh, you quit. Like, no, I think if you're quitting things that are useless or not useless, but maybe less beneficial than something else, then I think that's good. This, I think, is a great idea overall. And obviously you found some success. There's some sort of world where this can work, but I don't think you can monetize it with ads. I don't think that's possible. And I don't know of another comparison channel that has been successful. The one that I was trying to pull up is called Just Bible, which is John McCrae, who does What Do You Meme? He's part of this in some way. I don't know if he's completely the person that's behind it or if it's someone else that's running it for him. I know they have like an app and everything as well that they're trying to launch, but it's called Just Bible on YouTube. They've got 8,000 subscribers, but that's only because John has pushed it in the past, right? It's not because of the natural kind of overflow. Yeah. Their most popular video ever has 7.5 thousand views, and that's their number of subscribers. So it's like, it's like impossible. There's no way, right? It has to be just because John has pushed it that they have, that number of people. So right now, like they're doing daily videos. It looks like 2 videos a day they're putting out. Of like different things. Right now they're going through Proverbs and they're like 3 to 5 minute videos, right? With a little sound bar at the bottom and then some sort of image in the back. Is it moving image? No, it's just a static image. But these are not doing well either is what I'm saying. And that's even with he's approaching 1 million subscribers. I mean, very prominent person behind it.
I think, Matt, like you've been very helpful to try to speak some encouragement into me with this channel because you have some experience working with another channel. Yeah.
Well, I was going to say that there are channels out there that are successful in this space, but so the one that I worked on would have been 2022. It's called Abide. Abide is sleep, I think is the channel handle.
Abide meditation app. They have several channels.
And they've got one in there, it's truly like a utility. Like you go to YouTube, and you find a video and you fall asleep to it, and so, I think in one of our past episodes, we talked about John Uche said, copy with taste, and iterate. And so you could look at what they're doing and do it. But part of the reason that their channel is so successful is they launched in 2020. They had a really polished audio, produced. Yep. And they launched in 2020 during the pandemic. And they had no idea that it was going to stumble upon like, oh, there's a huge need for that.
Yeah.
And I've got one of these stats apps, and it looks like the monthly that they're making is less than what they were 2 years ago. So what that leads me to believe is, one, there's other sources out there. There's the standalone, the Pray.com app. They've got their own sleep app.
You're right.
There's lots of options. I mean, Spotify. Like I use Spotify, and I can find an instrumental hymns thing to put on in the background, or my kids will listen to it or whatever. And also, as we enter into this day and age where anybody can make music, I can go into Suno, an AI app, make me an instrumental song. Make me create the B-roll footage that you want to use. Like those skill sets that you had 10 years ago, no one else could do. But now it's kind of, and like Brandon's earlier point, you've got so many other things that you can do that unless you have a strong calling to keep on doing it, or you have a new way, like a new angle to take it, like one angle that you haven't taken, because I'm biased because I did the Abide one, and it's like super serving with sleep. And at first it really was weird to me. Like people are going to put a YouTube video on in their TV in their home, in their bedroom. Like it doesn't make sense. But millions of people, tens of millions of people are doing that.
Right.
Maybe an angle could be, I'm going to be the music for your quiet time. I mean, it's called quiet time, for your devotional time, and just every single video you do is super served like SEO. I just don't know if people are searching for that, like I know people are searching for music to help me fall asleep.
Yeah.
Are Christians searching music? And then the last thing I'll say is, let's say it does take off, and like all of a sudden massive amounts of Christians in the morning sitting on their front porch with their copy, listening to your music. Well, at any moment, the Bible app, YouVersion, could go, that's a great idea. Let's just add that to our app so that there's background music to complement. So the unique selling, the unique angle of what you have will be really hard to like take it to the next level to make it financially viable, worth your time also.
Unless the caveat to this is, let's say you do the concept that you're working on right now, which is the shorts, right? Let's say you're doing short form and you want to do daily videos on there, which I think is fine. I think it's a good idea. The caveat to that is it would have to be personality driven. So like it can't just be your voice and a screen and having the scripture. You would have to put in more work to be like, no, I'm creating videos for this thing. And you will do your 1 minute quiet time with me today. Right? It would be a very personal thing, because then people will attach to you and then attach to the quiet time that you're serving them. Right? It's just like with me. People can find all this biblical information and stuff like if they tried hard enough to do the research. But the goal is that they're coming here in order to drink from the well that I have cultivated for them. Right?
And you become a trusted source. You're a trusted entity. And that comes with time and consistency.
Well, and I look forward to, like, there's another guy, I almost listen to him every single day, and his name is Scott Adams, and he has a show called Coffee with Scott Adams. And I love him, the way he dissects the news of the day and his unique perspective. He's got little quirks, and it's just like you. Like, I turn to him for that sort of, it's almost entertainment. Sometimes it actually puts me to sleep. Like I'll listen to it at night, and it's like very calming to listen. And I don't know if I have the passion to do that with this channel. Like it's been so difficult. It's been I feel like I'm fighting upstream with it, that there are so many other things that I want to experiment with that maybe I'll share with you guys another time, but that would be a lot more fun for me.
In the age of, I get you guys probably got the ads too, but like make all this money with AI generated YouTube channels and this and that, and when you've got a personality and you've got a voice and something to share,
right?
Like my hope is that YouTube, and this is a whole nother topic, but Sora and AI video, like I hope that thing just dies. Like I really, like I don't like where we're going. And
if you're working at one of those places, we're sorry about it.
Like, can God redeem it? Yes, 100%. But I do believe like God's given us a voice to share, and people connect with other people who have a soul, especially if you're going to do content that reflects your faith.
You're right.
But I also know that as we're talking right now, there's probably some kid, some college student, or someone who's going, oh, I don't like being on a camera, but I can have AI create a song and do the stuff that you're doing.
Right.
But they can't, well, I shouldn't say they can't replicate you, because with AI they can, and soon they will be able to. But
hopefully not legally.
yeah. So all that to be said, I think you have more to offer. Brandon said it, when you are adding your voice into the mix and making it uniquely you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right. Well, appreciate the therapy session, guys. Yeah.
We'll send an invoice.
I think you're already doing too much already. I don't know. You don't need to do more stuff. So.